Hi, I'm Maya and I'm 20 years old. Okay, can I be real with you for a second? Like, actually real? So, your 20s are not like anyone told you they'd be. Not your parents, not your school, not that motivational account that you keep watching at 1 a.m. And nobody sat you down and said, "Hey, this is going to be confusing, messy, painful, beautiful, and completely unpredictable all at once." And the real part is that's actually the most normal thing in the world. So today I want to talk about all of it. Okay, let's start with the thing that probably gets you first. The comparison spiral. You open your phone, you scroll for 5 minutes, and suddenly you feel behind. One person from your class just got promoted, someone else moved abroad, your childhood friends get engaged, and you're sitting there thinking, wait, am I doing something wrong? Okay, here's nobody explains that everyone in their 20s in a completely different timeline. There's no universal schedule. There's no checklist that says by 23 you should have this, by 26 you need that. The pressure you're feeling, it's not real. It's comparison dressed up as a deadline. So you are not behind. You're just early in a very, very long story. And you're making a mistake of comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 7. That's not fair to you. Stay on your own lane, honestly. Because your path is not supposed to look like anyone else's. Okay, next is relationships. Because nobody prepares you for what love feels at this age. It's not clean like the movie. Love in your 20s is confusing because you're still trying to figuring out who you are. And somehow you're also trying to figure out how to show up for another person. And sometimes those two things completely clash. I feel like some of the people you love in your 20s are not meant to stay forever. Some of them are just meant to teach you something. Maybe they show you what you actually need, and maybe they show you what you will never ever accept again. And maybe they just prove to you that you're capable of loving deeply, even when it hurts. And a lot of us hold on to people way past their expiry date because letting go feels like losing. But sometimes letting go is the most loving thing that you can do for them and most importantly for yourself. The right person doesn't make you shrink, they make you grow. And if you're constantly editing yourself just to keep someone, that's your sign. Okay, because you deserve someone who chooses the real version of you. Okay, next one. Can we talk about friendship? Because I genuinely think this is the most underrated heartbreak in your 20s. Because nobody warns you that some of your closest friends are going to drift away. Not because of fight, not because someone did something wrong, just because you are both growing. And sometimes growth takes you in completely different directions. And that kind of ending hits different. There is no closure, there is no dramatic moment. Yeah, because one day you just realize that you haven't talked in 3 months. And when you do, something feels different. Like you are two strangers who used to know each other really well. Yeah, it hurts. And I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. But here's what I've come to understand a small circle of genuinely real person or a real people is worth more than a huge circle of surface level connection. You don't need 20 friends. You need 3 or 4 people who actually show up, who answer the phone at midnight, who celebrate you without jealousy, and who tell you the truth even when it's hard to hear. If your circle getting smaller right now, don't panic. It's not shrinking. It's just getting more real. Okay, let's get into the actual lessons, the ones nobody put in a graduation speech. First, nobody is coming to save you. Yeah, I know that sounds harsh, but honestly, it's freeing. At some point in your 20s, you realize that you are the one you've been waiting for. You are your own plan A, and that realization, once it actually lands, it changes everything. Second, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of the process. Every time something doesn't work out, you're not losing. You're learning what doesn't fit. The sooner you stop being terrified of failing, the sooner you start actually living your life. Third, stop people pleasing. Your 20s are when a lot of us are still bending ourselves into shapes that make other people comfortable. And it's exhausting. You know that. Your feelings are valid. Your decision doesn't need anyone else's approval. You don't owe anyone a version of yourself that costs you your peace. And last, learn to love yourself. Not in a hashtag way. I mean, actually, genuinely choose yourself first. Because at the end of the day, when everything else feels heavy, you are the only one, the only person who stays. Okay, so if you take one thing from this, let it be this. Your 20s are not supposed to be perfect. They are supposed to be formative. They are supposed to shake you, stretch you, confuse you, and eventually shape you into someone you are actually proud of. You are allowed to be lost. You are allowed to not have it figured out. You are allowed to change your mind, start over, and do things completely differently. Just don't give up on yourself. Because the version of you that makes it through this decade, they are going to be someone truly worth knowing. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!